Hey there, and welcome back to SeaBlock. I'm Icon, and this is the third episode of my Return to SeaBlock series, and today I want to dive into the production of military tech. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to finish that today in one episode because just like the agricultural research, the military research consists out of materials that we haven't produced yet whatsoever. So we're going to need kinetic test target platings and weapons testing modules. So these are on their own not too terribly complicated. So the kinetic test target platings, they are most intricate and difficult part there is that we'll have to produce brass and INVAR for that. These are two entirely new materials that we haven't worked with yet, so that's going to be quite interesting. So each test target plating consists out of brass plates, INVAR plates, steel plates, and some testing subplates. The really interesting part here is that we're starting to produce waste byproducts here, so I have no clue yet what we're going to do with these, but we're going to get there. So the gist of it is we're going to need brass and INVAR for this one, and the testing modules, they are a lot simpler. They're just consisting out of electronic circuits, carbon, and basic circuits. So we're not really needing to amp up our production whatsoever, or no, we're not needing to create something new. That's more what I wanted to say. So in between the two episodes, and between the last episode and this one, I have also added up a lot of territory here. And I started to try and harvest as many of these gardens here as possible, but I quickly had to realize that the biters here already on that ring are extremely vicious and way beyond what I'm capable of killing. So that's why I came up with the wonderful idea of researching the military tech in between, or no, not researching, bringing up the production there, I should rather say. In between, I have researched tons and tons and tons of different technologies. So there are really so many things that I have researched. This mod is packed with so many techs, I don't even know where to start. I even set up a little bit of an extra copper ore production array here, which is using the output of this humongous array here to get up a little bit more production for my science, because, you know, the the copper plate production here is ever since really too low. It's just a problem here. We are not able to get the ball rolling here resource-wise, and therefore I increased the output a little bit. But that was also a bit to experiment around with those flotation cells, so that I'm today capable of working around with them properly. Now, let's ask our wonderful tool FNEI about brass and INVAR. Let's start out with INVAR. So how do we craft INVAR? So molten INVAR, yeah, that's nothing too surprising. So that's nickel and iron. Or, yeah, it's always nickel involved. So do I already have nickel ore? Or no, how do we actually gain nickel? Let's just check it out here. Yeah, it's nickel ore plus oxygen gas. Oh, we gain sulfur dioxide gas with that too. Oh, neat. So let's see. This is tin ore. This is zinc ore. So we'll have to check out where do we get the proper ore from, actually. Wonderful. SeaBlock is such a great mod. So we're going to work out with chunks this time again. So nickel ore comes out of sapphirite. Let's see if I'll find a other ore. So rubite. It's either going to be rubite or sapphirite. So let's see. Either way, we're definitely going to need a flotation cell, so let's build this one and check out the procedure. Okay. So now we know that we're going to need nickel and steel. Is that the thing? No, nickel and iron. So that's gonna be not that terribly difficult, or at least I hope it won't. I mean, I should probably go for sapphirite, because altogether I think the sapphirite will be the best choice to go for, now that I think about it more closely. Now, let's go for the flotation cell, and let's see. Oh no, I need an ore sorting facility too now. Oops. There we go. Ore sorting. This mod is so massive. It's just amazing every time I get into it. Okay, we're going to go there, and I'll definitely set up something like this here as well, because, you know, it's just too good not to go for it. Alright, there we go. Of course, we're going to need more crystallizers as well, but, well, there's always something. Now, let's see. Why do I want to build stuff with B all the time? Ah, yeah, because I have because I've played too much Factory Town, that's why. Okay, so we're placing down the crystallizers here, and let's get that ore sorting facility. So, of course, we don't want to have that kind of recipe. So, here, I wanted to check out how's that coming together. So, sapphirite would be 1 nickel and 1 iron. And rubite would also be just 1 nickel. I tell you how we're going to do this. We're going to go for the sapphirite. 2 reasons. First off, I'll get iron and copper. And that's exactly what I'll need for the recipe if I paid attention correctly. It's even the correct weighting. It's more iron plate than nickel plate. That's awesome. We're definitely going to work like that. So we're going to crystallize to sapphirite ore in this particular setup. Wonderful. Okay. Now let's pipe out that slush. I'd say... well, we're going to go easy here. Boom. And... let's just go for a little bit of a crossroad. There we go. Okay, so these will be outputting towards that ore crusher. And let's see, I hope that I'll be able to work with that territory here. I'm not sure about that, but one thing at a time. Now, onto the crusher. I'll need a regular ore crusher, and that's where I'll need iron plates again. Okay. So, I do this on purpose, that I'm not looking on how the other materials are supposed to be produced, because honestly, that's one thing I noticed about SeaBlock whenever I try to have or try to get myself too much of an overview, things are not going good. There's actually nothing worse than me trying to get too much of an overview, you know. So that's why we're not going to. Now then. Oops. So I'll place that down here. Let's go. Alright, crushing out sapphirite. We're also on a crushed stone output then. So let's do this. We are on 2 of those. Outputting with 2 of those. So let's hope and just pray that things are working out. So here's another thing. This is something that I really need to work on. My whole filtration unit battery here is suffering from an endless shortage of mineralized water. That mineralized water is only being produced as long as these crushers here provide crushed stone for liquefiers, and I'm very, very unhappy with that one. I'll need to configure that to make sure that these chests here work differently, but I haven't found the time yet to do so. Eventually, I'll figure out something with green wires. Basically, the idea would be that this inserter here only gets to work as soon as this chest has one stack. I guess this will be one of the best ways to do it. For now, I'll just provoking an entirely new boost of production every time I just start storing those crushed gems. This is not ideal, by all means, but, you know, it's just how I have to work these days. We're going to fix that along the way. So this whole array, though, does produce one thing in huge amounts, and that's, let's see, yeah, and that's landfill. You can't believe what insane amounts of landfill this array can produce, but enough of that. Now, we're going to get back into this here. So we got now an output of that crushed ore and crushed stone. So I'm going to put up a gate here. Or wait a sec, this is actually not where I'm headed to. So we're going to gate that crushed stone out of here. I want to get that stuff onto that belt somehow. So we're going to... Let's see, can I get that through here? That'd be amazing, but no. Can I actually craft red underground belts? Yes, I frickin' can! Oh man, it's so good that I patched up bronze plates by now. So, where's the production? There's the production. So, this is going to alleviate that entire problem here. So, bronze plates for the win. Because I'm pretty sure that with a red underground belt system, we should be able to. Oh yeah. So here we go. Just casually getting that crushed stone into here. Let's see. We can't probably put down that gate even here, you know. We don't need to go that far. Okay then. So we got that sorted out. That's good. Okay. Now, next step, flotation cells. We're going to need 2. I'll be working like that, and whoops, I'll get used to that again soon. And we're out of clay bricks. Good thing that I'm right next to my big bad clay brick facility. That was one of the stories I'm not so proud about. This is what happened when I tried to have too much of a overview. Okay, what do we need again now? Another flotation cell, right? Okay. But we can already set things up. So we're going to crush these things here. The cool stuff about that is we're going to get an output of wastewater that we can actually use quite decently. Now, I also have a production of purified water for these thingies. Now, if I remember correctly, the output of, the output of that water is massively, a massive surplus. So we can easily just use that stuff somewhere else. If I find a way to get it over there, that is. Oh yeah, the spaghetti is strong in this one. But, well... it's what I personally love about SeaBlock a lot. That it really puts you to the point where you start doing stuff that just grows way over your head, you know. It's personally something I find extremely cool about this mod. Alright, so we got that now here. And these flotation cells will have to output onto the same belt, don't they? Let's see how well that'll work out for me. Okay, we got one FOSS inserter per flotation cell. I'll just assume that I actually had something on my mind when I did that. And next step... Oh yeah, this is going to be nice. We can just connect that wastewater here, just like that. Neat, I like that. Now, we got various output products. So we got geodes and the actual chunks. So we're going to output into this direction, and I had 2 basic inserters per flotation cell. Okay. Most of the time I can just trust myself and copy my old designs. Most of the time. Okay. Now then. Next step, we got to bring those geodes into that warehouse here. So let's put up another gate for the blue geodes. Okay. Oh, let's see. Well, one geode path is here. We'll definitely gonna be building one of those here. And wait a sec, we're good, right? Yeah. And I'll definitely consider patching that down here. You know, that's actually, now that I think about it, a way easier way of connecting things together where I want them to be connected. And let's just snack it up like that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, all of these geodes can live at the same warehouse where I'm going to ultimately destroy them, I guess. But let's see. So, next step is the ore sorting facility. I don't know, do I really want to work here, or isn't that too narrow for my plans? Well, so here goes the next really, really annoying part. We'll have to filter out all the products here. So that's gonna need a lot of gates. So first things first, I want to crush that slag directly into crushed stone. So we're going to need another crusher. Because I'll just pipe that crushed stone right on top of that belt here, and then we don't need to worry about that anymore. Beyond that, well, we got the materials we wanted. We're going to use the iron ore and the nickel ore in our little INVAR facility here. And beyond that, well, so far, well, the big issue there is my little laboratory stuff is happening here, and I'm starting to produce the necessary materials over here. So either I'll find a way to string up the INVAR into that direction, or, well, that's what I'm actually preferring to do, is we're going to find a way to produce these things somewhere else. I don't know. It's right now the biggest head scratcher for me. I mean, I got a lot of room here. I could use that, but the problem here I see is that the INVAR processing here is extremely small, and it's not gonna take that much longer until my whole science array and my whole science output has to just to be processed somewhere else, because, you know, we're here just talking about a starter base, you know. Starter base, barely managing to facilitate 1 or 2 assemblers each. It's really not much. So just freeing up some land here. All right, here we go. Now, tell me, can I already? I already got filter inserters. Because I'm basically really tempted to do one thing. That's quite simple one. So here, crushed stone via slag. Wait a sec, do I really need a filter inserter? I don't think so, actually. No, I don't think so. Because, as a matter of fact, this should be automatically able to just pick up merely the resources it needs. Oh yeah, perfect. I like that. This is a very lean and convenient method there. But there's another problem. Yeah, that's not gonna work because of that. Unless I only set up filter inserters for that. You know what? Actually, it is worth that pain for me. I'll do that. So we're going to have one inserter per material, as crazy as that might sound, but that's the best way to do it. So one for iron, or basically we could actually whitelist all the ores here that I'm using. That would be the easiest way, huh? So let's see, ore, and I get a nice little readout here. So iron ore, silicon ore, zinc ore, no, nickel ore, and what was the last one? Copper ore, I think. So let's see, did I get them all? Yes, I did. So now we're just going to copy these settings, and this way I'll make sure that none of these buddies outputs anything I don't want to have here. So, oh, that was certainly not what I expected to happen. So, can't I thought I could be setting them up to drop. Okay, whatever. So, now we got that sorted out. The next thing is we got... Let's see, what kind of storages do I have? Do I have a... Yes, I have a storage for the silicon ore. Okay, that's a good start. But as a matter of fact, I think setting up a new silo will be a lot easier than the craziness I'm doing here. Speaking about craziness, so we're going to sever that for now, and we're going to pick the silicon and the copper. Although I gotta say, the copper, wait a sec, the copper can go somewhere else. We don't need to pipe that out here. Huh, nice. Like, seriously nice. So, we're going to remove a couple of these here again to set up a proper gate. Doesn't have any throughput. I don't like it when they crap like that. And here we go. So, we'll be increasing our output here even more. Neat, huh? I like that. So, let's see. Oh, finally the containers are empty. Wonderful. So, a long time ago, I had some buffers here, and it took me quite some time to get rid of those buffers. So, now I got rid of those buffers, and now I can finally connect these. So, we're now finally using the crushed geodes that come out of this one, or the crystal dust, that is. That's what it's called. Okay, but let's get back to business. So I got the necessary materials mostly here, and for the sake of simplicity, I'll just set up another silo here. Do I set it up here? No, we're going to set it up there because that's more accessible. And we're just going to store that silicon ore for now there and transport it away as soon as I know where I'm going to process silicon ore in a larger scale, because right now I have no clue, you know, literally no clue. So we're going to need some fuel now to get the smelting going. So how are we going to do this? I mean, there's no coal here in the vicinity whatsoever, but oh yeah, we're going to use that big boy here. Wait a sec, isn't that? Yeah, well, I can now select whether I'm going to split off from a split off or it doesn't matter. We don't need that much fuel in general, therefore these things never have been any too large issue. The only really issue here so far is where will I get these spaghettis through without them hurting anybody here, you know? I don't want to choke on my spaghetti. So, but I think we're in a good way here. As usual, I try to do my best to keep one tile free room between each pathway. I really try to leave that open as long as possible wherever I build. So I'm going to pick up a couple of new belts and such. So I'll do that off cam real quick. Now, I got a couple of necessary and unnecessary new things in my pocket, and let's get going. So, I guess we won't be getting much beyond that INVAR and beyond that INVAR producing, but that's okay. In this with this mod pack, you got to see every single achievement as, or every single milestone as an achievement. That's how I want to put it. So we're going to put up another gate here, and that's going to be for the nickel ore, because I already realized that the nickel ore will be the most complicated part about all this. So iron will be actually super easy. We're going to do something like that, and now we're just going to, well, I don't know how many furnaces I'll actually need. So let's just say we're going to set up, let's say, 2 steel furnaces. Why not? Hard for me to tell how far we'll need to tweak that, but we'll see. The most important part now is we got the iron plate production going. I mean, sure, that's nothing too special, but we got to start somewhere. So the nickel plate production is a lot more intricate. We're going to need to produce that stuff in an electrolyzer. That's the first thing. And we got to produce oxygen gas. So the good news is it's going to be produced out of purified water, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to be able to get that done with... Okay, maybe not. Maybe I should set up a new electrolyzer for that, huh? Or a new water purifying plant, that is. I mean, water purifying is really not much of an issue. I mean, seriously, we just need to copy that. There we go. So we're going to need a new offshore pump and a new hydro plant. So I'm pretty sure a tier 1 hydro plant will suffice. Or, well, whatever. We're going to build a tier 2. For whatever reason. Okay. So with these things done, there's going to be one interesting question. And that's, for me, what can I do with that sulfur dioxide gas? Like, no, the other way around. Here, sulfur dioxide. Usage. So we can do pulping liquor out of that. Sulfuric acid. Voided, of course. Puffer... paper. Okay. But most importantly, this is a product for sulfuric acid, so this is actually very, very interesting, because that means with that purified water I'm creating now, I'll be probably just going to create... Wait a sec. No, we're not needing furnaces. We're going to need a new electrolyzer. With that stuff, we might be even able to, later down the road, produce some fancy sulfuric acid out of that production cycle. I always like to have these things. By now, I've learned that with C-Block, there's a lot of things that have their value, you know? So, let's see. Oh, I still got a clarifier left. Nice. So, it has come to the point where I don't know if I really want to clear away seawater and stuff like that. Starting to consider storaging all manner of different things, but, well, this can transform you quite quickly into a C-Block messy. And judging from how my inventory looks like, I'm already very, very endangered to be that. So, jokes aside, let's go for the electrolyzer. So, we're actually gonna need 2 of those, I just realized. Oh, I got 2 of those, good. So, one's going to produce the... Let's see, I'm going to need oxygen, gas, purified water here. So, ugh, okay. Silly old me. There's no real reason to go that far away from that whole thing. So let's do this like that. Boom. So, purified water electrolysis. Good stuff. Boom. Okay, we got that. Now let's connect that with energy. Next step, we're going to need another one of these buddies to produce the nickel plates we need. So, drop that down here. Wait a sec. Made in electrolyzer, but how? So, did I do something wrong here? Oh no, don't tell me that I went down a completely wrong path. So, nickel. Why did that? So, well, nickel ore. Does that mean that this technology is not available for me? Now I'm frankly confused. So we can smelt nickel ingots out of that, but beyond this, what do we do out of that then? Oh my god, did I just invest all the way there without any reason? Oh no. Does that mean it's not even possible for me? Advanced ore refining, well, it almost seems like, but honestly, I'm very confused now. Let's see. Here, nickel ingot. We can transform that into molten INVAR. Okay. Okay, good stuff. So, that's how we're doing it. Oh, I'm relieved. For a moment, I was actually already considering that I did a big mistake there. Okay, we're just going to need to create nickel ingots. That's sadly gonna work completely different than I thought, but who cares, you know? So, let's see. Oops. Nickel ingots can be produced with carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide can be produced by burning stuff, I hope. So carbon plus purified water. Charcoal plus steam yields carbon. So, well, it seems here we're really, really far away from being done with that here, but that's okay. I mean, the good news is I won't be needing that part here. So that whole part with the with that oxygen and water is not going to happen. Beyond that, let's check out the induction furnace will get molten INVAR. Here we go. So that's going to be that recipe. And that molten INVAR, let's see. I just want to make sure that I really can do what I'm up to here. Yeah, that molten INVAR will be transported in a casting machine and made into. So obviously I'm out of steel here, but that's not too much of an issue. So we're going to use this one for the steel production, and well, let's see, steam. Can I actually check out how to produce steam here? Yes. So water transforms into steam. That's it. Okay. So we're going to need a boiler, right? Just a regular boiler producing steam for us. And since I already got a new offshore pump, we're actually capable of getting the job done quite easily here. So the boiler, ideally, we're going to be providing it like that, and I'll just do the gate here one more time. Here goes. And we're going to need... Where did that carbon come from again? Assembler or what kind of machine? Carbon. Crafted add. Liquefiers. Okay. Things. Alright, a liquefier. And steel, I think that was made in assemblers nowadays. I think the... here. Glowing hot iron plate. No, I need more furnaces for the glowing hot iron plates, I think. Yeah. That was how it worked. Do I have new furnaces available? No. Oh, crap. So my steel is running out here altogether. What a pity. So we're going to let that flow like this. With a little gate like that. Don't judge my spaghetti. Alright, that should now work out as intended. I just want to do that because, you know, I am desperately lacking steel right now. So I figured the easiest way to produce steel would be now to just do it on the fly here. Alright. So there we go. I want to have 2 of these boogers. And we're going to need more furnaces, of course. Alright. So we're going to string it up like that. Here we go. So that's going to work out as I want it to. Now, the next thing we're going to need is... What was that thing again where we produced the carbon? I forgot again. A liquefier. Did I already craft one? Or, yes I did. Okay. So, liquefier will need steam and carbon. Right? Or charcoal in that regard. So, we're going to connect steam and charcoal. Okay. Oops. Alright, so we got that carbon. We needed that carbon monoxide for the production of these ingots. Carbon monoxide here. Carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide. Okay, never mind. Oh god, them nickel ingots, they're really, really nasty. That's not what I wanted to go for. Here, nickel. Nickel ingot craft. So we're going to combine that with carbon monoxide at the blast furnace. Okay. So, let's see. We're going to need a new blast furnace as well, because I don't have that yet. So we're going to need stone brick and steel plate for that regard. Okay. Okay. So I'll be stopping it here because I can't already tell that this is going to be a longer procedure. I mean, technically, we're almost there. All I need to get now rolling is the bricks and the last couple of machines, and then we're going to set it up like how it should work. But I'll take a break here just to make sure that I won't be doing any horrible mistakes that I might be regretting later. So next episode, I hope I'll be able to get that brass done too. Can't promise though. So thanks for watching, everybody. Leave me your comments down below. Leave a thumbs up on that episode if you enjoyed. And of course, consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. I'd be delighted to have you among the subscribers. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.